The following program is sponsored. The opinions and statements made by the hosts and guests do not necessarily reflect the views of WBOB or its parent company, the Chesapeake Portsmouth Broadcasting Corporation.
It's time for Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard. Angela and Howard talk about what's new in real estate and answer your buying and selling questions. To participate in today's show, call 222-TALK. That's 222-8255. And now, here are Angela and Howard.
Good morning, Northeast Florida.
Is that all you're going to say?
It's such a gorgeous day. I'm so excited. We got a big day planned. It's going to be fun.
We are going to have fun. We're going to be out in a community off of 210 with their kind of Easter egg celebration.
Yep.
And we're going to be doing all sorts of stuff out there. We're going to have a cotton candy machine and just talking about real estate and how we can help everybody in the community. And one of the members of our team, Rob, who lives in that community, is kind of sponsoring that. We're going to be out there with him, giving out jar openers and having drawings for some gift cards. We're going to do that after the show from 12 to 3. If you want to come out there and see us and bring your kids and get in the bounce house and have an Easter egg hunt, whatever. So we're going to be out there off of, it's Johns Creek.
County Road 210.
Yeah, from noon to 3. So if you want to come and join us, we can do that and meet you. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing today. No open houses today because of that, but we got some great open houses to tell you about in the fourth segment of the show. And we got some great stuff to talk about. We got a Bet You Didn't Know segment, and we may have a caller already. Oh, my goodness, in the first segment.
I love that. That's a great way to start the day. Grab the call.
All right.
Do that.
I am going to grab the call. Good morning, Sandra. How are you today?
Hey, I'm fine, and my husband and I are new here, and we're looking for housing, and we're going to go up to Chandler's Crossing. It's up, like, at the top of the 295, exit 40. You go up a few miles. It's a new subdivision. Do you know anything about it, and would you recommend that area?
Boy, that's a loaded question. So so every area, it depends upon your particular needs. So it's not easy to say, would you recommend a particular area?
Well,
it depends
we're
upon.
And we just want a house that's probably in the low 200s and just a small ranch, and they're building new ones there, and they're about that price range. But since we don't know the area very well as far as crime rate or anything like that, I don't know if it's how good it is. He doesn't have to travel on the 295 for work because he works from home still. So I don't know what the issues would be.
Well, it's interesting. When somebody gets a general question like that, would we recommend it? There might be a situation where we recommend virtually every single area in Jacksonville, depending on what your needs and desires and price range is. So what we have to do is interview you and find out what your specific, price range. If that particular area is a 3-bedroom area in the 120s and that's what you're looking for, then that may be perfect for you. If your needs are a $300,000 home with a 3-car garage and that's what's building in that area, then it may be perfect for you. And that's why we sit down with every new customer before we take them out and drive around and say, okay, what are you looking for? How far of a distance to work or church or activities? All of those things. We do an interview process to find out what really are your specific needs and then find the area that is right for you. And it may be the north side of town. It may be the west side of town, the south side of town. You may need, to be near a great school district. So what we would like to do is to get your information, call you back after the show, and I see that we have your phone number, and then find out what is absolutely perfect for you. Now, that community, by the way, is built by KB Homes. So they are a moderately priced home builder. And basically, KB Homes is the type of builder that They make a basic structure, and then you go in, and if you want to plug here, they charge for it. If you want a light fixture here, they charge for it. So whatever basic price they advertise for, you can expect to pay about another 20% after you figure out all the stuff you want. Now, that's not a bad thing. It's just a thing. That's the way they do their pricing structure.
Oh, I see.
So,
okay. Is that the way new construction is anywhere, though? If I were looking at a brand new place, that you're going to end up paying 20% more?
No, not at all. Some builders, what they do, some builders have a higher base price, and they include much more things in their base price. They have a nicer grade of kitchen. They put more plugs or switches in. They put a bigger baseboard in, and they charge a higher base price. KB comes in at a different level, and they give you a lower base price, and then they say, okay, well, if you don't want the higher baseboards, if you don't want fan switches in every room because you don't like fans, if you just want, a basic light fixture in a room that you're hardly ever going to use, why should you pay for it? So that's what they do. If you don't want a granite countertop, why pay for it? If you just want 36-inch cabinets instead of 42-inch cabinets, why pay for them? So it depends on what your lifestyle is and what you want. Same thing for height of your rooms. If you only want an 8-foot ceiling, why pay for a 9 or 10-foot ceiling? So it's just what your lifestyle is. And Angela and I, we interview you again and find out what type of home you want, where you want to live, what your lifestyle is. And then we find the community and price range that fits your lifestyle. What a lot of realtors do is just say, okay, how much you want to spend? And then we find a community for you. And of course, it also depends on whether you want a resale or a brand new home.
Right. Well, okay. I got a good idea.
So what we want to do is we're going to give you our number, and we're going to call you. So if you don't get a hold of us, we can call you. Our number is 421-7950, and then we've got your number down here. So we're going to call you after the show sometime today, and we will chat about that. How's that sound?
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So I want to say welcome to Florida. You're going to love it here. I don't know where you're coming from, but you're going to see sunshine virtually every day of the year.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling, and thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
It's interesting because I know that when people call, sometimes they think they're asking a really simple question, but it's not a simple question. There's a lot of variables that you have to consider when someone says, is that a good area? Well, it is for a lot of people, but we need to decide if it's right for you. So, there are so many areas that I could move into that would be good areas, but they're not right for me, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? So, it's such a large city. You really have to think about, why are you moving to the area? What are you going to do? So that you can figure out, should you be on the north side, the south side, the east side, the west side? Our city is so large. Each of those parts of town have every single thing that you need. They have grocery stores. They have hospitals. They have shopping, dining, anything that you need, it's all there. So there's other factors that determine whether, you would enjoy living west side, east side, north side, south side.
What type of employment are you looking for?
Well, they said they're retired.
Well, I'm just saying,
but what are they going to do in retirement, right? Because everybody, even just because you're retired, doesn't mean that you're going to sit in your house the whole time and not leave.
Yeah, like we've got a big Amazon location coming up near the airport. If you want to work a job like that, that's coming there. We got one on the west side coming. You want to work a job in a big complex like that, we've got jobs coming there. We've got jobs coming all over the place. You want to work in a telemarketing center like City Mortgage. We've got Southside area coming like that. We got all sorts of things coming to the great city of Jacksonville and surrounding areas. And we got all sorts of things coming to Real Estate Radio for the rest of the show. We got a segment on Bet You Didn't Know. We want to tell you what's happened in real estate in the last week. And we got all sorts of other things coming here. And this is April, and it's a funny thing coming in April. I'm going to tell you about that when we come back right after the break. So stay with us, everybody. Hey, WBOB listeners, it's your realtor on the radio, Howard Vergalis of Watson Realty Corp. Angela and I don't just do the radio show, we are active realtors. When it's time to buy, we will interview you to determine your specific housing needs. Distance to work, style of home, school needs, distance to place of worship, kids' activities, lifestyles, number of bedrooms, budget, and so much more. In short, we do our very best to find you your perfect home. We won't waste your time showing you houses that don't fit your needs. Whether you're moving up, moving into your first home, or now an empty nester, you can trust us for the most important purchase of your life. It's what we do. It's what we'll do for you. Experience the Angela and Howard Team Advantage. Call us at 421-7950.
Is there something going wrong with your garage door or opener? My name is Peter, and I am the owner of Quality Door Service. And my basic garage door repair starts at just $125, and that includes parts. Included with your repair, I will instruct you about fire and safety, protection from hurricane and burglary, and maintenance on your garage door. Call me today at 588-4817. That's 588-4817. Angela and Howard did.
There's finally a mortgage lender in Jacksonville that sees financing differently. With 20 years' experience, CMG Financial understands that the most important purchase in your life, your home, deserves the right mortgage. Tim McConnell at CMG Financial will work to customize the best financing option for you. Angela and I recommend CMG Financial to all our customers. Give Tim a call at 528-2103. That's 528-2103. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage, Inc., NMLS number 1820, and licensed as a mortgage lender servicer by the Office of Financial Regulation, number MLD 375, individual MLS number 181046.
Are you buying a property being sold by HUD? As a buyer, you can select Watson Title Services of North Florida as your settlement agent. Avoid having to deal with out-of-town companies, and make sure you get the world-class customer service of Watson Title Services that Angela and Howard have come to expect. Call them at 461-3220 when you're looking at buying a HUD property to ensure your purchase goes through as smoothly as possible. That's 461-3220. Angela and Howard do. Angela Walker and Howard Vergalis of Watson Realty Corp not only come to you every Saturday morning, but they would also like to work with you when you need them the most. That is, when you need to buy or sell a home. They pride themselves in giving you their very best effort every day and in every way. There are many realtors in the First Coast to choose from. Let them show you the Howard and Angela Team Advantage. Call them at 421-7950 or email them at realestateradio@yahoo.com. This segment of Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard is brought to you by CMG Financial. For answers to your North Florida real estate questions, call into the show at 222-TALK. That's 222-8255.
Welcome back, everybody. We are so excited to be here today. Having so much fun on the break. I forgot to even put my headset on.
You did. Hey, I want to go back to the break for a second because you might have heard a new sponsor, and that's Peter Snavely, who is a garage door repair guy. And he actually came to your house. And, you know, the people that we have on our ads are only people that we use. And he is actually a terrific guy and educated you so much.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
On garage doors. I mean, safety, your safety. And he just did so much for the tuning up of your garage doors. I was just amazed at all of the stuff he did. He is so incredibly knowledgeable. And when he repairs a garage door, I mean, his fees are so incredibly reasonable, $125. And that includes parts. So if you need a new spring or your motor needs some repair, just about every repair he does is $125. Now, that includes his trip charge, all the time that he's there, most of the parts, $125.
Even as you're saying it, I'm thinking he should raise his price.
Yeah. Now, if you need a
It sounds too reasonable,
If you
really.
need a new door, of course, that's going to be more. If you need a new motor, that's going to be more.
Yeah.
But what a great guy, and he just does great
awesome.
service and knows his stuff.
Yes, he does.
So, great.
You have to use him. Seriously, just get your garage tuned up. I mean, he can do all that stuff for you.
He showed me something really interesting that I want to share with everyone, that if your electricity goes out, you know that red handle that you pull,
Yep.
and you want to get, or there's a fire and you want to get your car out of the garage. So you want to be able to lift your door. Now, those doors are heavy.
They are.
But if you adjust your spring not you adjust your spring, but he adjusts your spring, because those suckers are dangerous.
Very dangerous.
If you adjust your spring accordingly, you can just lift that with like 5 pounds of pressure.
Which means
like
I could do it
nothing.
easy. Yeah.
So even a little kid can do it, but you need a professional to do it. So let Peter come and do it. It shouldn't be a 30 or 40 or 80 pound weight to lift that thing, and he can adjust the springs accordingly, because over time those springs, they lose their tension. So readjusting them is one of the things that he does. So that was a real good education that he gave me when he did that at your house. So,
I think I never even thought before about if your house is on fire and getting the car door up. It might not go up.
Yeah, so you pull that little red handle.
Yeah, so it was really education in lots of ways.
It really was. So give Peter a call.
He's a great guy. You guys got to use him.
Yeah.
Got to use him.
Hey, speaking of garage doors and homes and all that kind of stuff, we had a great week. We did. We had a couple of closings, but I had such a great feeling from something that one of our customers said this week, and I just have to share it because it symbolizes what I think you and I try to accomplish with people. That one of the ladies that we had a closing with said that she was so glad that I called her after her home did not sell with another agent.
Yes.
And what we did is we went to the house. We sat down with them because she wanted to know, why her house didn't sell. And we walked through the house and we gave her just a little bit of advice. And, it wasn't about the price of her home. It was about just a little bit of decorating that it had, in that a couple of the rooms were really, really bold and dark. And we said, look, if you paint a couple of these rooms, they will show up so differently. And she was a little reluctant to do that because it was designed for her. And we explained to her that when you're selling a house, it's not about how you have your house. It's about how other people view the house, and can they view it as their own?
Right.
So she and her husband reluctantly changed the color of a couple of rooms to what we suggested for them. And, after they painted it, they said, it really looks good. But, I shouldn't say but, so they did that. They listed the house with us. And here's something that interesting occurred. We had an open house, and the same people that had seen the house before came back to look at it.
Yes, they did.
Because it was like, wait a minute, we had seen this house before, but it looks so different in the pictures that they had to come see it again.
Right.
And they loved it. Now, ultimately, they were not the people that bought the house.
Nope.
But the house sold in 13 days.
Yes, it did.
A lot of people came because it just looks so different. So it was previously on the market for 6 months, didn't sell. And then we changed a couple things, retook the pictures. We didn't change the price because the price was good, but it just looked so much better that it attracted so many more people to come and see it. So they were really happy that we had talked to them and gave them that difficult advice for them to hear. But when we sit down with people, we tell the truth as we think they need to hear it. Now, we say it in a nice way. So they didn't have to spend the money. They just have to spend a little bit of labor to paint those couple of rooms.
Well, they had to buy paint.
Yeah.
But that's not a big deal in terms of getting your house ready for the market. It's such a great way to make your house seem fresh, clean, and to appeal to the most amount of buyers.
Yeah.
So the new color is gray, Any hue of gray, light gray.
Yeah. In fact,
gray.
they called it agreeable gray was the name of the paint. But anyway, I just wanted to share with you that it gives us such a great feeling to help people in their change of life when they get their home sold and able to move on to whatever it is they're moving to. So it was a great feeling for us. And we get that a lot. So just wanted to share that with you, that sometimes when you want to sell your house and you're not having an easy time doing that, it might be something as simple as changing a color. It's not like you have to paint your whole house and change the whole color and doing everything like that. It may be something simple to get it to be sold, and it works.
Well, it's interesting because when I bought my house, I didn't paint anything. I left it just like it was. And because I kind of wanted to live in it and just see what colors I wanted it to be.
The house you're living in now?
Yeah. And I ended up, just being okay with the colors that I have. But the truth is, I've been out shopping new construction recently.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my gosh, is that dangerous? I mean, I'm sitting at the design center of a builder thinking, I'm going to rip my whole kitchen out. I'm going to get new granite. I'm getting new cabinets. I'm getting new everything.
Sounds like you're getting out your paycheck. I mean,
my checkbook.
Your checkbook.
I should, because when you see what the builders are offering, it really is so beautiful and modern feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I think I'm just going to go buy some paint.
Okay, go buy some paint
and start there.
Get to it. I can't see you do painting, but we'll see.
I'll probably dial a painter.
Okay. All right. Hey, you know what we missed doing last week? We had my brother on the show, who is a builder from Pennsylvania.
That was fun.
Yeah, and he talked about what it's like for the building process for a custom builder. But we didn't get to do the highs and lows for the month because we went to another month, and that's a favorite feature that a lot of listeners tell us about. So I want to go back to that. So I want to start with homes. We had a huge amount of big home sale. We actually had 28 homes sell for $1 million or more.
That's a good month. That's
huge.
A lot.
Huge, yeah.
Normally it's less than 20.
15 of the 28 were on water, and 13 of the 28 sold for cash money. Did not get a mortgage. So the biggest one was also pretty high, $5,100,000.
Oceanfront.
I'm getting there. It was.
Is that right?
It was oceanfront.
Of course it was.
It was about 8,000 square feet, had 6 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms. It was built in 1996. It was in, I have to change my voice now, Ponte Vedra Beach.
Why do you do that?
Because it sounds so uppity. Okay.
You're crazy.
It had 2 kitchens.
I love Ponte Vedra Beach.
It actually had 3 kitchens.
I'm not uppity.
Okay. It had 3 kitchens. It had a regular kitchen, a catering kitchen, a separate pizza oven outside. Isn't that cool?
That's
a
super
pizza
cool.
Oven.
Super cool.
It had 2 master suites, one on the first floor, one on the second floor, a steam room,
yeah,
a sauna,
yeah,
4-car garage, but I wouldn't buy the place.
Because you don't have $5 million.
No, well, that's true, too. It didn't have a pool. If I'm paying $5 million, I want a pool.
If you're paying $5 million, you could afford to put your own pool in.
I want a pool. I don't want to have to mess with that. I want a pool.
You're crazy.
And it took 19 months to sell. Now, if you don't want the most expensive place and you want something small, you want something cheap, well, you can take off a whole lot of zeros and change that $5 million. Change that 5 to a 4 and buy for $4,000 a 1,000 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, built in 1930 in Brentwood. Now, this needed a little work.
Yeah.
Was on the market for 40 days.
Yeah.
Also paid cash, $4,000.
Well, there you go.
Okay, when we come back after the break, I'm going to tell you about the condos.
Okay.
The high and low condos and other things that we're going to talk about. We're going to do a segment on Bet You Didn't Know.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you about what is special about the month of April. And it's a 49th anniversary of this particular thing. I wonder if anybody can guess what that is.
My birthday?
49th anniversary. No, you're older than 49. I shouldn't have said that. I am
You're going to be fired.
Big trouble.
You're going to be fired.
Yeah, but you're not as old as me because I'm a card-carrying member of the AARP. Anyway, stay with us, everybody. We got more fun things to talk about here on Real Estate Radio. Call us with your questions at 904-222-8255, and we will be right back.
Ed Dean, Mike Gallagher, Dennis Prager, The Savage Nation, Mark Levin, Laura Ingram, WBOB, AM 600 and FM 101.1. The Answer.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The U.S. is vowing to keep up the pressure on Syria in the aftermath of Thursday night's wave of missile strikes from U.S. ships. The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, says the U.S. is prepared to take further action in Syria, but hopes that will not be necessary. The U.S. missile attack caused some heavy damage in one of Syria's biggest and most strategic air bases, the ones it uses to launch warplanes to strike opposition-held areas throughout the country. Video shows jets and hangars destroyed and runways pockmarked with holes in the aftermath of the missile attack. Still, the impact on President Bashar Assad's capabilities is limited. His Air Force has more than a dozen other bases from which to operate. Swedish police say that they have arrested the driver now of a hijacked beer truck. It killed 4 people and injured 10 others on a busy street in the Swedish capital city yesterday. This is SRN News.
Hurricane Matthew came through northeast Florida with a vengeance and left in its wake hundreds of residential and commercial docks, either destroyed or badly damaged. You would have probably called to get an estimate on what it would cost to restore your dock or boat lift back to pre-storm condition, and some of you may even have fainted upon receiving the estimate. Introducing All Dock Repair, a local company that can repair or replace your dock without destroying your bank account. Whether your dock was 25 feet or 200 feet long, All Dock Repair can make it whole again. All Dock Repair has over 15 years of experience repairing and replacing docks, so they know what it takes to make sure you're completely satisfied with their work without ripping you off. To receive a reasonable estimate to replace or repair your dock, call All Dock Repair at 904-513-8321. That's 904-513-8321. That number once again, 904-513-8321.
Over the years, Zaxby's has proudly served the city of Jacksonville indescribably good chicken and warm smiles. And ever since, Northeast Florida has welcomed Zaxby's into the community with open arms. Now, they'd like to return the favor. Zaxby's is proud to announce Zaxby's Fundraiser Nights. On designated nights, participating Zaxby's restaurants throughout Jacksonville, Orange Park, and Fernandina will sponsor an organization of your choosing and give a donation back to your organization. Zaxby's would love to host a fundraiser night for your local nonprofit organization, like a school, church, sports team, or scout troop. Because if it's important to you, it's important to Zaxby's. Be a part of Zaxby's fundraiser nights and help them serve the Jacksonville area in the truest sense. Please contact Tiffany Davis at 904-614-9996. That's 904-614-9996. Together, making the Jacksonville area community even better. Friends, family, flavor, Zaxby's, indescribably good.
If you're looking for a morning radio talk show in Jacksonville that takes your phone calls, that listens to what you have to say, that talks about the issues, look no further. Instead, it's the Ed Dean Radio Show mornings from 6 to 9 a.m. right here on WBOB AM 600 and FM 101.1. Making morning talk radio great again on national, state, and local issues, plus your phone calls and your voice counts. Ed Dean, morning 6 to 9 on AM 600 and FM 101.1. The Answer.
Stuck in traffic? WBOB has the answer.
Everything is nice. Roads are beautiful. Skies are beautiful. Forecast is fantastic. Going to be sunny at least through next week at this time. Looking for daytime highs until about midweek, low to mid-70s. Clear skies tonight, low of 53, and then mostly clear sun tonight through Tuesday night. Lows near 60. Currently 56 at WBOB AM 600. The Answer.
Let's return to Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard. For answers to your North Florida real estate questions, call into the show at 222-TALK. That's 222-8255.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. We're so excited here today at Real Estate Radio. we are looking for some people to call in, too.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people out there who have questions about real estate. We've got answers.
We've got answers.
We do. So you got to call it 222-TALK, T-A-L-K.
You know, speaking of talking to, we talked to someone yesterday who's moving here from Indiana that you're going to help find a home for. And one of the really neat things that she was excited about was the ability to see the bright sunshine every day. And one of the things that she was really concerned about, however, is, am I going to see an alligator every day? And do I need to watch out for my kids?
Yeah. Are the alligators going to eat my kids?
So we assured her
kids.
that that's going to be a rarity for her. And she was a boater, and she was worried about, am I going to be able to get into my boat without an alligator catching me? So we assured her it's okay. It's such a rarity that it makes national news.
Well, the gators, the sharks, snakes, there's a lot of things that people are worried about when they're moving here from another part of the country, and they don't know. So, that's okay. They'll see. I mean, we live with these things, and we hardly ever see these things. So, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean,
and the alligators don't want to hang out with people. They don't. They want to go the other way. They don't.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are also, great things here to see. Like when I moved here, one of the things that I was really surprised about is how big the birds are. Now, if you're living here, you don't think about that at all. But I grew up in Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
And the birds that you see are just little starlings. You saw the Canadian geese, but you didn't see these giant birds that you see here all the time. So, that'll be a surprise for people too. Giant birds.
Giant birds.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like you're some kind of sci-fi movie or something, Howard. When you say giant birds, I mean, I think that sounds scary the way you're saying it. The only thing I think is giant around here could be the bugs.
Well, the big white birds, they're a couple feet tall.
Cranes?
The cranes. And one time,
those are beautiful.
A sand crane landed in my backyard. I didn't know what it was. All of a sudden, I heard this noise, and it made a ark, ark sound. I was like, what the heck is that? And I went back, and there was this 4 foot tall. In fact, there were 2 of them landed together. And I had never seen anything so big. It was gray, and then the blue herons. Really, really neat. And some
for people who love wildlife, this really can be. I mean, you can go to obviously, where there's a whole brand new neighborhood, you're not going to find a lot of wildlife. But there's so many places you can go to. There's a lot of parks around here, and you will see some beautiful birds.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they see all sorts of things. And you're not used to seeing armadillos. There are armadillos here, and you think you only see armadillos in the West. No, you see them here, too.
I feel like I haven't seen one in a while, though.
Oh, I see them, killed off the side of the road. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. Hey, I said before the break that we're going to come and finish talking about the highs and lows for the month, and we didn't get to condos. So let's talk about condos. There were 2 of them that sold for $1 million, both for oceanfront, both sold for cash. The biggest one, biggest as in most expensive, $1.6 million, also in Ponte Vedra Beach.
Of course.
Yes. 2,300 square feet, a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. The fees there are a bit pricey, $865 a month. It was on the market for a while, 330 days.
Oh, wow.
But it was a really pretty unit. But on the other side of the spectrum, a great investment property was sold. It was a condo that sold for $25,000. It was 684 feet, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. The fees were $245. This was a move-in ready. I mean, it was perfect for someone to buy, either live in or use as a rental, because the rental income was about $700 a month, and it needed nothing.
And how much was it?
It was $25,000 that it sold for.
Wow, that is a bargain.
It is.
It's a bargain.
So
that's a great rate of return if you make it be a rental.
Well, or if you just wanted a place to move into rather than, just go renting a place up there.
True.
You could buy something for $25,000
True.
and live in it. And instead of paying your landlord's mortgage, just pay for
But you know what the
own.
difficulty of that is, right?
Getting a mortgage for $25,000.
You can't get a mortgage for $25,000.
Well, you might be able to find
You can't get a mortgage for $25,000.
You're absolutely positively 100% sure that no one on the planet will give you a mortgage for $25,000.
You could do owner financing.
Owner financing. That's
you might be able to
right.
find a hard money loan, which means you'll pay a very high interest rate. But yes, the banks and traditional mortgage lines do not want to give you a mortgage under $50,000.
Well, you know what you could do?
What?
You see, I'm a creative kind of guy.
You are indeed.
And I actually, in my former life, before I was a realtor, I was a real estate investor.
Yes, you were.
And I actually purchased a home for $40,000 using credit card debt. Because I had several credit cards, I had great credit, and I took cash advances on credit cards and bought a house
with your credit cards.
And then
That's
fixed it up.
So silly.
Fixed it up and sold it, made money, and paid off those credit cards.
Well, there you go.
Doing that.
As an investor, that's a great idea. But as a homeowner, maybe not so much because the interest rate's pretty high.
So there are ways to do that.
Yes.
So anyway,
it's true.
There are creative ways. But anyway, that's our highs and lows for the month. Hey, you know what came down for the third week in a row?
What?
This is really good. Well, you know what, because you're going to talk about it.
Interest rates?
Interest rates.
Interest rates. Well, here's what happened. The 30-year rate fell 0.04 of a point to 4.1%. Now, this time last year, it was 3.59, so we're still higher than we were last year. The 15-year rate fell 0.03 of a point to 3.36%. This time last year, it was 2.88%. The VA and the FHA 30-year rate fell 10 points to 3.75%. 10 points. That's wrong. 0.1%.
There you go. Okay.
See, I need to drink more coffee. Right?
Move along.
Moving on.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, the 5-year ARM, it's a great deal if you only plan on being in your home for 5 years or less. And it rose slightly, a mere 1/100th of a point to 3.19%. And last year, it was 2.82%.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, you know what?
What?
We said we're going to do a little segment on Bet You Didn't Know. So here it is. Bet you didn't know that although I've been a realtor for about 10 years, I was in the insurance field for over 30 years, mostly in the homeowners insurance field. So as such, I thought that I would share some of Bet You Didn't Know things about homeowners insurance. First of all, prices can range company to company by 50% or more. So shop around. There's a song. Better shop around. That's back from the 60s, Angela, before your time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to say I never heard it before, but I have.
Some automatic coverage is provided at no additional cost for your detached garages or other permanently attached structures, so you don't have to pay extra for those. Number 3, most homeowners policies have extra coverage available so that if your personal property is lost, stolen, or destroyed, then you can get a brand new item. Now, this applies even if you have renter's coverage. So imagine if you're a renter and you have a fire in your apartment and everything is destroyed. You've got to replace every cup and plate and toothbrush and sweater and pair of jeans and underwear and lipstick, everything with a brand new one. Expensive, right?
Yes.
Well, get this coverage. Get renter's coverage and get a replacement cost on personal property coverage. Next one. Whether it's a policy for your home or as a tenant and the home or apartment gets destroyed and you must move into a hotel for a week or 2 or even a month and eat out every meal during that time, did you know that these extra living expenses are covered? Bet you didn't know. Yep.
That's awesome.
And did you know that your personal property is covered while located anywhere in the world, even if the stuff is stolen in your car? So if you leave stuff in your car and you go to the mall, whatever, you leave your computer, it is covered. Now, both policies, whether it's a renter's policy or a homeowner's policy, also cover liability. That means, for example, that if someone falls in your home, or let's say you're playing basketball with someone, your homeowners, and they get hurt accidentally, they trip over your foot, or you throw a basketball to a teammate and it accidentally hits them in their eye and hurts them, your policy will most likely pay for their injuries. And the most important thing, let's talk about flood. Flood is not covered by a homeowner's policy, but you can buy flood insurance, and it's actually covered by the federal government. Now, if you're not in a flood zone, flood insurance is actually fairly inexpensive. It's about $350 per year.
Worth every penny.
Actually, most water claims on your homeowners are not from flood. They're actually from leaking roofs or from broken washing machine hoses. So change those rubber hoses to those metal braided ones. So those are bets you didn't know about your homeowner's policy. Stay with us, everybody. We got more to come. Good morning, WBOB listeners. It's your realtor on the radio, Howard Vergalis of Watson Realty Corp. Angela and I want to thank you for tuning in with us for our 5th year now. It's been such a great pleasure to be on the radio with you, giving you advice on buying and selling, as well as answering your questions on the air. Thank you so much for the trust that you have in us as professional, experienced realtors with over 20 years of combined experience. We want you to know that when it's time to sell your home, we want to be your realtor. We will focus on your home, your family, and your time frame. Our team will customize a marketing plan to give you the best exposure to get you the best price and have the best selling experience possible. Whether it's a condo or a house, a short sale or a regular sale, a $200,000 home or a mansion, you will get the same great service. Call us at 421-7950 and join the multitudes of others that have experienced the Angela and Howard team advantage.
Is there something going wrong with your garage door or opener? My name is Peter, and I am the owner of Quality Door Service. And my basic garage door repair starts at just $125, and that includes parts. Included with your repair, I will instruct you about fire and safety, protection from hurricane and burglary, and maintenance on your garage door. Call me today at 588-4817. That's 588-4817. Angela and Howard did.
There's finally a mortgage lender in Jacksonville that sees financing differently. With 20 years' experience, CMG Financial understands that the most important purchase in your life, your home, deserves the right mortgage. Tim McConnell at CMG Financial will work to customize the best financing option for you. Angela and I recommend CMG Financial to all our customers. Give Tim a call at 528-2103. That's 528-2103. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage, Inc., NMLS number 1820, and licensed as a mortgage lender servicer by the Office of Financial Regulation, number MLD 375, individual MLS number 181046. One of the most critical parts of buying or selling your home is the very last process. That's the closing process. Angela and I recommend Watson Title Services. They have the experience to handle any issue that can come up, and there is never an upfront fee to the seller. Whether you are using a realtor with the sale of your home or not, always ask for Watson Title Service to handle your closing. We do. Call them at 461-3220. That's Watson Title Services.
This segment of Real Estate Radio with Angela and Howard is brought to you by Watson Title Services of Northeast Florida. For answers to your North Florida real estate questions, call into the show at 222-TALK. That's 222-8255.
Welcome back, everybody. We are so excited to be here on this beautiful Saturday morning. You know, I say it's beautiful all the time because I'm looking out the window.
You are?
Yeah, I look right past you and I look at the window. And
it's beautiful, but it's Hazardous Waste Day.
Oh.
You know, that's just a great transition, isn't it?
No, that's
crazy stuff. You know, every 2 weeks in Duval County, they have a Saturday drop-off for hazardous waste.
Yes.
So as a public service announcement, we want to tell everybody where that is. So it's in a different location. Today, it's in the Mandarin area at Mandarin Park. So the address is 14780 Mandarin Road, and it's from 9 to 3. So you can bring your paint or your old gasoline or even your e-waste. E-waste means stuff like electronic waste. So if you got computer terminals or old computers or anything like that, you can drop it off at Mandarin Park.
Yeah, that's true.
So I went from a beautiful day to waste. How about that for a transition?
I got
another transition.
What?
Although it's not going to be hot today, it's only going to be 71.
Yeah.
I want to talk about some hot stuff. And although we are not going to have any open houses today because we got this great event that we're going to be attending, we are going to talk about some hot deals because we got some gorgeous houses to sell all over the map. So where do we want to start? You want to start on the north side of town? Let's start on the north side of town on a house in what's called Double Oaks. Double Oaks is in not a guard-gated community, but a gated community on the north side. It's about 2,900 square feet, a 4-bedroom, 2.5 that is almost half an acre, a gorgeous community off of Alta Drive. And it was built in 2005 and has been redone a little bit. It is just absolutely gorgeous. It's got some columns on the inside, some beautiful flooring, beautiful built-ins, high ceilings. I mean, this is just a house that you walk into and say, it is just calming and wonderful. The rooms are large, and it's just convenient to I-295. Really, really pretty. It's $265,000. Now, one of the great things about the north side is the price per square foot is really, really cheap. So this is less than $100 a square feet, $265 for almost 2,900 square feet in a gated community, and it was built in 2005. How about that, Angela?
That's a great deal.
All right, so that's on the north side. Where do you want to go now? Let's see. What part of town would you like to talk about?
Well, I really like the area that's out off County Road 220. We've got a home in South Lake Estates listed at 1841 South Lake. That property is priced at $229,000, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,136 square feet. It is solid brick and such a lovely home. It's had updating, and it is priced and ready to sell. We also have another one that's out off that way. You have Daniel's Landing information?
I do, Daniel's Landing. Daniel Landing is on Fleming Island. It's in a small enclave of homes. Only 32 homes in that little neighborhood. It's
Eagle Harbor, you meant, not Fleming Island.
Sorry about that. 4,000 square feet and totally custom. This is not a cookie cutter home.
No,
there are
beautiful.
no two homes anywhere that look like this one. It looks like it's a colonial style home. There's a front porch that covers the entire front of the home and a screened in porch in the back. 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, high ceiling, big double front door, 3-car garage. And this guy was a boater, and he wanted to be able to put his boat in the garage. So one of the bays is 26 feet deep, so he could put his boat in there.
Yeah.
Really big. It's got a computer nook. There's a bonus room and a bedroom upstairs that's perfect for your teenager. The screen porch, as I mentioned, that overlooks the private rear yard. The huge family room has built-ins, and you can never, ever run out of cabinet space in this kitchen, right? Have you ever seen as much cabinet space as in there? A beautiful wood staircase, and this is $499.9, and
there's a private dock for that community.
Right.
Yeah.
So so you have to be a member of the community to use the dock. You don't own any of the docks. But sometimes they come up for sale, but a couple of the docks are available, any time of the day or night. You can even park your boat overnight on the dock and just go out boating on
you could come home
for
lunch if you were out boating and come home for lunch, park there, walk to your house.
Yeah. So $499.9. This is $125 a foot, but it's a truly custom home. Now, also on the west side, let's see, you talked about Village Way, correct? Yeah. On Orange Park.
No, I talked about South Lake.
Oh, okay, South Lake.
You need to talk about Village
I'm going to talk about Village Way, which is just off of Kingsley. Now, this is another 1980s vintage brick home with some really special features, and I love a couple of these features, so I'm going to talk about it. First of all, the family room is huge. It's over 300 square feet with this cathedral ceiling, but it has double doors that go out to this sunroom. Now, this sunroom is over 300 square feet, but here's what's special about it. Angela, do you love a hot tub?
Of course.
You love a hot tub. This hot tub is built into the ground. So you don't have to walk up 3 steps and then step down into it. You step down into it from the floor. It's built into the floor.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's like you're at a resort at this place. And then from all of the windows, their backyard is like an oasis of trees. I mean, there's slate patio out the back. There's a little bridge. This house is absolutely gorgeous. And it's off of Village Way. It's like a 2-street community. Very few houses in there. I had a couple at an open house a few weeks ago tell me they only want a house in this neighborhood, period. They're just waiting for a house that they can afford in there. It's just a little over their price range. But this house is $229,900, and it has an absolute brand new roof that was just put on 2 weeks ago. So this is ready to move in.
Yeah,
this house has skylights. It has ceiling fans. This house is just beautiful. Oh, a tiled walk-in shower. And again, under $100 a square foot, 1684 Village Way in Orange Park, right off of Kingsley. So we've covered the west side. We've covered the north side.
Got to go to St. John's now.
Go to St. John's, Angela.
Okay. Well, one of my favorite houses is 813 Chanterelle Way in St. John's Forest. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, plus an office, 2237 square feet. The CDD has been paid off on this house. So if you want to be in that neighborhood, it's guard-gated community, resort-style amenities, really lots of fun, and tons of activities for adults and kids alike. And this house is perfect, and it's on a lake, so it's got kind of the long view of the lake. This is the house you want to buy. CDD fee paid off. Love that.
I love that.
And that one is value priced at $308,750.
Oh my!
Yeah, and then
that house looks like it's a model.
Oh, it's so funny because we did the open house last week. We had so many people come through, and everybody said, is this staged? Who did this staging? I'm like, staged? They live here. No, there's no way anyone could live here. I mean, this totally looks staged.
Especially with 2 little girls. They have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. And for another one, if you want to stay on the southern part of town, on this borders kind of St. Augustine, there's a condo in the Legends at St. John's. This is a 2-master bath condo with a garage. Did you hear me say with a garage? Yep. And what's unusual about condos with garages is sometimes the garage is in a different building. This one is right in your building. You drive right into the garage, plus there are 2 parking spaces. So you go right from your garage, you walk up the steps to your flat condo. No one is above you and no one is below you. What's below you is your garage and 2 others. It's priced at $157,751. What a strange number.
I love that number.
It's a little over 1,200 square feet and high ceilings. It's got 9-foot ceilings. It's got condos, very, very modern. And the condo fee not only includes your water and sewer, it even includes internet. Really, really super. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, and that's gated as well.
Oh, yeah. Lots of fun stuff to do. Swimming pools,
Golf
pickle
Village.
courts, tennis courts.
Pickleball.
Not
pickle court.
I never played it before, so I don't have a vision of it.
You don't have it anymore. Hey, folks, it's been fun here today. We love living here in Northeast Florida. You need a professional on your side, whether you're buying or selling the most important financial transaction in your life. Angela and I are here to help you. Have a blessed day. We're going to be back with you next week. God bless everybody.